I'm Avery Whistler. I've been on CPR for 4 years. I've been a mech lead, a captain, a safety captain. I've driven for 3 years.
Where are you going to college?
Going to Montana State University.
All right, what are you going to major in?
Mechanical engineering.
Pretty sweet. Excited about that?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an engineer when I grow up.
How has CPR affected your life?
It took me from being a shy kid that didn't know much. That's why I came to Cedar Park, and then much more outgoing now. I've learned a lot in engineering. A lot smarter now. Even though I'm only right 60% of the time, I'm still smarter. My favorite memory on the team was probably Worlds this year, playing against 254 and 1241 just for the heck of it. Playing defense was fun. It was always fun just to see like designs that we'd come up with work and actually be successful.
What are you going to miss most?
What am I going to miss most? Probably just time with the team. Going to miss all those late night talks, Mr. Bissell's stories about flying airplanes in random places and stuff like that. Those are always fun. Just building in general is going to miss that.
Tell you about Avery. Avery. Now, which one was he? Yeah, he's a character in all the good sense of the word. The most amazing thing about Avery is his wheels are always turning. He's always thinking about how we can make this robot better. Been a captain. He's been on the drive team for a couple of years. His driving ability is phenomenal. At times, it's a little too aggressive with the red cards, but that's okay. We all learn from that. He's probably one of the better drivers in FRC. I mean, he is phenomenal. He's a student of robotics. He will study Chief Delphi. He will come to the build site and say, "Hey, Mr. Christensen, Mr. Buller, Mr. Bissell, I just read this," and so we would go prototype this and that, and here's a better way to do that. And without his instincts and tenacity and patience to bring that information to us, it would have been kind of some different competitions, you know, and we wouldn't, I don't think, have done as well. So I think his dedication is phenomenal. He'll do very, very well.
Avery. How about Avery? Avery. How about Avery?
Avery's cool.
Avery, he's a great person. His personality is very good.
How about Avery?
Avery, oh dear Lord. Good ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay, positive memories with Avery. Good ones, there's...
Avery. Wow.
Can I skip and come back to this one
you can
later?
come back to Avery.
Okay.
I remember first meeting Avery, and he was like not intimidating at all because he had like glasses and he was like look super dorky, but like, and I don't know, he was just like a fun person to meet, like during freshman year. Like, if you've known him during freshman year and then like you saw him now, like he's a completely different person, like both like physically and like, well, he's grown also, like matured more than freshman year, but yeah, he's pretty awesome. Like,
He's very passionate, which is inspiring, and yeah.
since freshman year, he's changed a lot, that's for sure. He's gotten, obviously, to be a better driver, but he's grown up a lot. Working with him has been great and crazy and frustrating. I remember during freshman year doing computer programming with him, and like we would just mess around and we were talking about how we were gonna do robotics together, and just like we got to know each other before robotics, so it was, already had the relationship.
We were in the commons. We were driving. Avery was trying to get this big stack of totes with the garbage can and the noodle and everything up over onto the platform. And we had built it and designed and built a nice method to push the totes out and everything, and it's kind of taken a long time. And Avery said, well, I just saw this online, let me just try it once. We're like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? He said, well, I'm not gonna lift the whole stack. I'm just gonna shove them over there. We're like, no, that's not gonna work. Just once. So we did it, and it worked. And it was really, quite a game changer for us, because we were only able to get up until that point, maybe one stack. By the time we were through with Worlds, we were at 2.5 stacks was the standard. So just really amazed that and surprised, just a slight little change in how we do something that really quite a game changer.
Last year at P&W Champs, we were on an alliance with Bare Metal, and we had worked really well with them in the past, so we knew that it would be a good match, but we knew that where we would place the stacks would be difficult since we get many stacks. And so we were both placing stacks at the same time on the near platform, and we put our stack on, and then Bare Metal came in on the side and put their stack on, but it was incredibly close. I thought they were gonna knock our stack over. Afterward, Caitlin was commenting on how it looked like they were super close, like, what did you see? And he was like, you should have seen it from my perspective. Like, and she was like, oh, they weren't that close? And he's like, no, they were like almost touching.
Avery, calculus class, in the middle of the lesson, he doesn't listen to the lesson. He's just like, Angelique, can you do this? Can you make a button? Yes, I can, Avery. It's like, is it complicated? It'll take about a minute. What about like all of this stuff? And it's like, that might take a little bit longer. It's like, but isn't it easy? It's like, no, some of those autonomous things are not so easy. We'll get it to you, but buttons are a lot easier, and that's what you actually control. So here you go.
One of the matches, we all went in, and it was like a match where we had already gone into like eliminations, but he was so carefree. He was like, you know what, I don't even care for this match or whatnot, which is never a good thing to hear from your driver. And then so we go in, and we're all just like, all right, let's do this. He's like dancing. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to dance. I'm like, well, you shouldn't. I mean, Delaney's not even watching. He's like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, I don't even care about this. Let's just go and do it. So after the match happens, everything, he's still all happy and whatnot. We lost by very little, but he's still all happy.
The PNW championships last year, we were sitting there and we were stacking, and all of a sudden the tower just kind of collapsed, and like everyone thought our robot was like ruined. It was just hilarious being there at the driver's station, and we're just kind of going like, what just happened?
He had this great idea of if we missed a devotion for a day, then we would have to do something. And it came in great timing because he had just missed his the day before, and he ended up having to sing. He had to do it twice. Hello.
Hello! It's me! I've been wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet.
And I'm a little teapot.
Teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout.
And I think the whole garage was scarred.
I remember me and Nick Freeman were drilling and riveting in holes for the shooter, and Avery's on the other side of the shooter doing the same thing. And we were going so fast. Between the two of us, we probably got 10 rivets a minute. We drill, pop, 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 pop. And then the other one takes the drill, and they start drilling the second one, and then they start popping the rivets while we take the drill gun. It was so much fun. We were flying. We were able to finish up doing all the rivets in probably about 15-20 minutes, and then we ran out of rivets. We probably used like 100 rivets on the shooter. But yeah, no, that was that was really fun. Avery may not be precise, but he's fast. Which when you're dealing with something like rivets, and you only need to get one right, yeah, it's not too big of a deal. But for bearings, oh gosh, we screw up those bearings every single time. Yeah, don't want it for bearings. Rivets are good.
Another hilarious thing, he's always packing along his Xbox everywhere he goes, and he forgets other stuff that he needs, or packs very, very little, just so he has room for the Xbox and the controllers and everything.